96, Lynn Haven, WVLQ, Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! Full of water!
Is that not the best song ever? One of them. It just pumps you up in the morning. I'll be tired. I'll be sore. But I'm coming. I'm coming. We're here. We are here on a Friday. Jason Kovaleski, Jim Brandt. And it is high school football, Friday night lights. Jim Bob, a lot of good games coming on tonight.
Yeah.
Big one down in Port St. Joe, brother. We got South Walton, Port St. Joe.
Boy, that is a good one.
After it. Yesterday, I picked Port St. Joe. I'm going to talk to their head coach today. I might change my mind. I don't know. Maybe he can say something and enlighten me that I did the right thing, the wrong thing. Do we have Coach Tanner on the phone? We got the man, the myth, the head football coach, Port St. Joe. This update is brought to you by Taco Bell. We have three great locations here in Panama City Beach, one in Callaway, but the brand new one in Port St. Joe. All you Tiger Sharks, get out there today before the game. Go have yourself a great meal. And then after the game, get back in there. Make sure you support Taco Bell and Port St. Joe. They support you. Coach Tanner, how are you doing, sir?
Man, living the dream.
How did it go? We talked to you last week. You had an open week. How did practice go this week? The guys ready to go?
They are as ready as they're going to be. And if they're not, then they did a great job of hiding it.
What do you think, man? South Walton's pretty explosive. They got some good players over there. Good scheme on offense. They just do a great job. This is going to be a great football game.
You know what? The last 3 years I've got to coach against them, it's been great games. I mean, coming down to a field goal, extra point. I mean, it's close every year.
All right,
and,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, man, you hit it nail on the head. That offense is explosive. That offense gels. They understand what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. It's almost like a formula they got. And depending on what you give them defensively, they got to play for it. You know, they ain't just guessing saying, oh, we're better than them, we're going to blow them off the ball here. No. You're in cover three, here's our plays. You're in man, here's our plays. You know,
Right. And that's what a good coach does.
I
tried to explain it to Jim one time. He couldn't comprehend it. But
No.
It's a defensive guy, though.
Yeah, he was the best, bro. Hey, let me ask you this. Let's get a little breakdown. Special teams, how do you feel about that? What's the matchup look like there?
You know, we've got a kid named Estevan Angel that's putting them in the end zone right now on kickoffs. He's good from about 35. Pretty consistent there, consistent extra points. Great snapper, great holder. Special teams, I feel pretty good. Now I say that, and they'll probably onside kick the opening one and get it or pooch it or something. But special teams, we feel good. They're in the same boat. They're going to put it down inside the 5 on the kickoff. They got an athlete back there that can punt it or he can run it. So, I mean, it'll be special teams. You never know with South Walton. Those guys are very creative.
All right, their defense, how do they look? What do they do on defense? 4-3, 50?
So they've ran a combination. They, you know, historically for me, they've been a 3-4. 3-4, cover 2, cover 4, not a lot of man. Last week against Fort Walton, they started out in a 3-4, end up going to a 4-2-5, rolling to a lot of cover 3 against trips. Anytime 2 receivers, they go man. Sometimes they man the backside of a trips look. But they got a bunch of kids that just get after it. Yeah. I mean, you can tell the linebackers read guards and they read them good. Their four techs are going to come in. They're going to control their gap. Their outside linebackers read off that tackle tip, and if it's run, they're coming. If it's pass, they're dropping to their zones.
Now, offensively, I know he's smart enough. If you take away one thing, he's going to go to another. What are they better at, throwing the ball or running the ball?
Both. I wish it was just one or the other, but it's not. I mean, it's kind of if number 7's back there, quarterback has pick your poison. You know, if you want to take everybody out and put them in coverage, and then he's going to run it on you. And he can run. if you want to load up the box, well, they got some dudes that can run great routes, great route runners, great hands, and they can still take the top off on you.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game tonight. All right, physically, you guys work out year-round, work hard in the weight room, always have. Wherever you've been, they've done that.
Yes.
They work hard, too. But how do you match up physically with them?
In the past, I think we're a step ahead of them in the past. Last year, defensively, is the best defense I've seen them have. And this year, they're not far from it. It's a little bit earlier this year playing them, but last year I remember playing thinking, oh my gosh, their defense is coming around. It's not good. It's not good for everybody. It's not going to be a 50-49 game anymore. They can hold you.
I'm going to tell you what, I got to give credit to their county over there. They play good football. All those teams are competitive. They play good. They've gotten better, it seems like, every year. Everybody's moving that way. It's one of the fastest growing areas probably in the country. And great county. They do a great job with the superintendent. All those people over there got a lot of respect for Walton County. And
Keys has done a great job. Building that and the staff that he's put together, the type of guy, the men that he has around. I mean, he's done a great job.
Well, what do you think, man? How's it going to play out? You going to try to? Well, I can't. Man, I'm not going to ask you that on the air, but go ahead.
No, I think it's one of them games that we're going to have to play mistake-free football. We're going to have to hope that they make a couple mistakes, and we can possibly slow the game down on them if that's what's there. But at the end of the day, both teams are going to have to make plays on both sides. For us and them. Be mistake-free.
I was thinking that going into this game that you would see a quicker, faster Port St. Joe team and a probably maybe a little bit bigger Walton team, not quite as fast. Am I off on that? Or are you guys usually a little bit quicker?
I think it's. I feel like it's the other way around.
Wow.
I think our offensive line really big. We have a great and big offensive line. We don't have the skill guys that we've had in the past. We've got them. They're just young. We're starting an 8th grader out there at DB tonight. We got an 8th grader and 2 9th graders starting in the secondary for us. And it's just and they're going to be really good. But they're you're talking about a 14-year-old. And sometimes they're going up against a grown man over there. But at the end of the day, that's what we have. In 1A programs, you don't have a lot to choose from. We got what we got, and they'll get after it. And that's all we're asking for is that for 4 quarters they compete and they hold their head up and they act accordingly. Yeah,
and I don't think they're intimidated by anyone.
No, I don't think. Hey, they don't care if that they're however many students, whatever the population is in South Walton High School. They don't care. Our kids don't know. They just know they're playing somebody else that doesn't wear purple and gold, and they get to go tackle, and they're going to get tackled, and they get to hit. You know what I mean? Right. That's all they know.
All right. Do you guys do how do you do the tickets? Can you actually do it the old American way where you walk up and buy a ticket?
You dag them right.
Good.
You can walk up and pay cash.
Wow. I like that.
Nice.
I like that, yeah.
You got 3 different gates. You got a visitor's gate on one end, and then we got 2 ticket takers on the home side. And if you drive a golf cart, you got a whole other area you can come in.
What time's the kickoff Central Time?
Central Time will be 6:30.
6:30. Okay, we can't wait, man. It's going to be it's a big football game.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do offensively? What if you could have your way and you can impose your will? What would you be doing the most? Running the ball, throwing the ball, or you like being balanced?
It's changed over the years for me, but I want to run the ball.
Yeah.
You know what? I used to want to throw it every down 40 times a game. Now I am perfectly content with putting it on the ground and running.
So your daddy was right the whole time.
You know what? I'm not going to tell him that.
Right.
I'm not going to. In fact, the game against Liberty, he's the one that told me, "Hey, you might want to look at throwing the ball some."
Yeah.
And I said, "Are you crazy? Let's run this thing, you old man. You can't see." He's up in the box for me, so we had some great conversation.
Now, what do you base out of on defense? What's your base defense?
We're a 3-4.
3-4. Okay.
I
shouldn't even ask that. I should have known that.
It's a 50.
Yeah.
That's all it is. At the end of the day, it's a 50.
Jim, do you get that? Is all this 3, 4, 4?
Yeah,
I'm
and
still
then-
like 50.
And then if I remember from his Wakala days, those safeties come screaming into the box. You got like 9 guys that you got to play against.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I used to love throwing against them because I knew
Cover
they were going to
4,
play.
man.
You guys used to play off so much. You were giving us the quick stuff, but you would not give up the big play, which was smart.
Right. It was like a bend but don't break.
Right.
And but yeah, no, they our guys. That's what I mean. We're a little bit different. We're a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Than what my father was. We are gonna put 9 in the box if we can, and we're gonna man you up if we can, and we're gonna send the house. And if you're running it, you better, hope we don't follow them pullers. And if you throw it, you better get it off real quick. That's our goal.
Listen, we got things up here in Bay County. We got Jason Kovaleski. We got these players. Well, the coaches that want to win. They visit with him quite a bit. He sets them up with what they need to eat, what they need to be take, vitamins, everything. Black market. We won't talk about that. But anyway, after the season, y'all got to get up together. I know you are into that weightlifting. Listen,
I don't have a choice. Remember,
Yeah.
I'm in the same county as Bobby Johns.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
a
that right.
weightlifting guru.
Right.
Yes.
So I don't have a choice. We gotta step it up in the weight room.
Listen, tell all your players, people, your school, your coaches, y'all get out to Taco Bell, support them. They're supporting you. When you go in there and tell them you heard right here on the Coach Hale Show, Port St. Joe, Tiger Sharks, brought to you by Taco Bell down in Port St. Joe. Coach, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck to you. Who you got this weekend, Alabama or Texas?
Oh, I gotta go with Alabama.
Thank you, sir.
Saban's he's 20-2 against guys that coached with him, under him.
Yeah.
Got to go with it.
And 52-1 at home.
How much?
52-1 at home.
That's what Jim said.
Yeah.
That's what Jim. Well, that doesn't mean it's anyway.
What? It doesn't mean what? Doesn't mean what? Explain that one.
Can he prove it? Can you prove it?
He might.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you, man. You got a tough one tonight. Good luck. Everybody get out there at Port St. Joe. Support them. They have a great program down there. Coach Tanner, bye-bye, sir.
All right, we got y'all have a good one.
Thanks, man.
All right, Wildcat. How much time we got?
Oh, you got about 3 minutes.
Now, listen, we're going to do the Speedway, NASCAR
Yeah, we're going to
giveaway.
do that at 8:45. We're going to give them the
8:45
code
today.
word, and it's a weird one, so
It's a
people are
weird
going to have to
code
pay
word.
attention.
It's hands. Hands. Oh, no, I'm
it's
not
not
supposed to.
hands.
It's not hands. I don't even know what it is. But I'm looking forward to listening to you do it.
I keep it in a locked box back here.
Thank you,
Hey,
sir.
Mr. Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
Bengals, Browns, Sunday.
Browns.
Browns, baby.
No, not going to happen.
No.
Browns.
Not going to
The
happen.
Bengals.
Joe Burrow.
Burrow's back.
You see how much money he got?
Highest
You see his
paid.
new contract.
Highest paid man
He's beat
in
the
NFL
Browns once
history.
in his career.
What was it? Did you
Make it
see his
twice.
contract? 5 years. What was it? 275,
Is it
235?
215, 177 guaranteed, I believe, 140
You see what
guaranteed.
Nick Bosa got from the
Oh my
49ers?
God! Yes. What was?
So
that's
two
the
Ohio
highest paid.
State-
Any of the highest paid defensive.
Ohio State has the highest paid offensive and defensive players in the NFL.
Whoa! Joe Burrow is
Graduated from Ohio State. He graduated from Ohio State. He's a Buckeye.
Okay, Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Very good. All right. Well, that's all right.
Y'all be claiming him.
I did. I claimed him.
You gotta
There we
take
go.
him
I get it.
anyway.
I
Let's
get it.
go.
I'm going to take him anyway.
The
I get it.
Buckeyes be getting paid.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Jason, tell us about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. I'm trying to get Coach Tanner to get up. Will you make a trip, a special trip like
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Especially if we don't have anybody in an area. There might be a Max Fit over there, but if not, we can go over there, talk to the team, show them what we use for, intra workouts, post workouts. I mean, we can just talk to their kids about, creating healthy eating habits and what we've been doing here in Panama City, having a lot of success. The store in town is doing great. We want to thank everybody that's coming out. I mean, it's growing every week, every month. We see new faces, just word of mouth about the products we carry and the free sample bar. We can come in and try products has really been a hit with all the customers in town. So we just want to thank everybody and come see us in the Del Coronado Village next to Granny Cantrell's. We're still got our store in Pier Park that's doing really well as well.
I heard you have another bodybuilder just signed up to do this weight loss plan.
Yeah, so
She had built up now. She's ready to cut down.
well, she had an injury, and that hasn't allowed her to exercise like she was. So she put on a little bit more weight. So she reached out to us.
A lot.
Oh, you better watch out.
I'll be talking about somebody different.
But no, she reached out. She wanted to, feel a little bit better, without being able to work out. So we're going to customize a meal plan for her and get her body fat down.
We're going to keep a track of that here on 104.3.
You're supposed to be doing it too, but for some reason,
listen.
the
you think
Napoleon.
this
What's this Napoleon thing that's holding me
Wildcat,
back?
do I need to change? I mean, this is not. Look at this. I mean, it's grade A. What do you want?
He will do any diet as long as he can have pudding,
Right. As long as you have dessert.
Dr. Pepper,
Coconut cream pie,
M&M's.
cherry pie, bleach pie.
But I am excited. We're talking about
Possum
Julie.
pie.
Julie's going to do a meal plan with us, so we're going to, construct something based on her body type, her goals.
She needs it.
And
She needs it. Good luck. Good luck. Good God.
I do not believe that, Mrs. Hale. So
I don't think she's listening. She's packing. All right, let's start with some of our other wonderful people. Again, if you got we have a lot of parents that listen in the mornings that go to school. Leighton told me when her people in her class, their parents listen all the time, or their dads do. Make sure if you got an athlete in the family, and really it doesn't matter what age it is, go by and see Jason, sit down and talk to him and see if he can help you out. It didn't hurt to listen, doesn't hurt. You get to try things free before you buy it. I know a lot of athletes now are doing it. It just gives you a little bit of edge, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, get a little bit bigger, a little bit more muscle mass. He can do it. He can take weight off you. He can do it all. That is Jason Kovaleski, Matt's Fit Sports Nutrition. Can't say enough good things about them. Also, don't forget about the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Today is Chris Fish. J. Michael's grilled fish, peppers, onions, rice, and the special sauce is incredible. I always get mine to the side. It's kind of spicy, but it's really good. J. Michael's Restaurant, Coles beer, ice cold beer, and great seafood. You know about that, Wildcat. Stevenson Air Conditioning. You like how I changed my tone? This is called tease. I get pumped up and I take it down to another level. I learned these.
I was wondering why you looked at me when you said beer.
You know what I'm doing? I'm watching old Johnny Carson shows. I've been writing down his jokes. So I'm gonna start using him on Jim. I'm gonna use them.
Yeah, my back hurts because I have to carry you guys. You use that one about 1 million times. That's kind of lame.
Well, I tell you what, I can't.
My back hurts.
I got good sleep last night. I turned that air down low. Stevenson air conditioning, baby. I slept. I went to bed at 8 o'clock. I watched Louisville. They look good. I was like 21-0. I went to bed.
Yeah, I turned it off 21-0.
He's a good coach. I can't believe Cincinnati let him go. I mean,
he wanted to go to real school. Cincinnati. Come on, get out of that state.
About that they let him go. It's who they hired afterwards, who was about to get fired from Louisville. Can
you believe that?
I can't believe
that's
it.
What shocked me.
Because they have a history of making.
So I thought he went to Purdue, but he went to Cincinnati.
No, Brom left Purdue, which also hurt.
He couldn't compete in the SEC, so he's getting out.
Right.
All right, Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one, not even close. It's like Chuck Tucker and all your real estate needs. South Oak Title and Closing, number one, not even close. It's Friday. Not only is it Port St. Joe Day, it's the real day. Bozeman Bucks. We got one of the best coaches in the state of Florida on. Undefeated. Of course, he's got a pretty good AD over there. The stud, Coach Patton. We'll be right back. Bozeman Day, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I want to thank Taco Bell for supporting Port St. Joe. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Hey, Chef Ross here. Join us at the Break Room Sunday, September 10th at 12:30 for the second annual Pops Pig Pickin' Barbecue in honor of my dad, Pops. Tickets are $20 and you can purchase them at the Break Room located off of Joan Avenue. All proceeds go to Beach Care Services. For more information, check out the Pops Pig Pickin' Barbecue Facebook page. This event is brought to you by Team MVP, powered by EXP, the Break Room, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. A variety of mostly sunshine and a chance of thunderstorms this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest around 11 miles per hour and temps near 88. We will have possible thunderstorms and clear skies tonight and be warm at 76. And a possibility of thunderstorms in the morning, but otherwise sunshine tomorrow and a high 88. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi folks, I'm Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Me and my I Do crew have 50 years experience, and we have more certified diamonds in stock at the best prices in town. So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, come see me, your diamond girl, and my I Do crew at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, because we don't work on commissions. We work for smiles and I Do's.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 $1,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
Now, it's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Turn that slugger up. Friday, Bozeman Day. And Bozeman coming off a big win last week. I believe they played a team from Georgia and got a big win. Been hearing good things about them. Let's bring Coach on. Coach Griff, how you doing this morning?
Hey, good. How you doing, guys?
We are doing outstanding. Congratulations on the big win last week. Tell us give us a lot of names. The kids are playing hard for you. They're doing a great job. Give us some names of guys that did a good job for you.
I'll tell you, our defense really stepped up big. It's a big physical team last week. Guys like, I think, Trevor Oswald, I think, had 24 tackles. Will King was just an absolute force down there on the defensive line for us. He's been very consistent with that so far. Chance Jenkins running around on the back end. We've Gabe Reyna continues to be a playmaker for us. Guys like Brent Anderson, out in the secondary. We've had some really big time, consistent contributions from a lot of guys. Stephen Orr out on the edge for us. Matt too. We've had some guys that have really they come to work every day. They buy into what we're doing on defense, and they're really being very productive. And I couldn't be more proud of a group of guys.
Well, you got one of the top defensive coordinators working for you. Give Josh a little bit of love. I know he does a good job for you.
Well, a good job would be an understatement, Coach, to be honest with you. I mean, what Josh does is the amount of stuff that Josh does, too, the behind the scenes, with our filmers. And, he's got a whole crew of kids filming games, flying drones, on top of the schemes and all the things that Josh does. And then, we got a young guy that's helping him out now, Christian Peterson, who's really kind of Josh's protege. And they're doing such a great job on defense. I could talk all day about Josh Wright and the job he does.
All right, switch gears. Offense. Offensive staff's doing a good job. Talk about your offense and who played well.
Well, we had, I tell you, it was a night for us where early in the game, first half, we kind of, 29, we only had 29 offensive plays.
Wow.
The team we played, they were really big and really physical, and they chewed up a lot of clock, a lot of first downs. Our defense bent, but it never broke. And, we missed, we only had 6 drives on offense. We shot ourselves in a couple times in the foot the first half, and then it was over. And in the second half, it was really just penalties for us. I mean, we had several holding calls on big plays that killed drives for us. But we still had some guys, I tell you, and it was raining, really didn't set up well for what we do. But, if I knew going into a game that we were going to have to run the football effectively to win, I'd have been really, I wouldn't have slept very well. But we really came out after halftime in a pretty good driving rain and ran the ball right down the field and punched it in. Had some good hard runs out of Chance Jenkins. Oswald came in there, gave us some big runs at a crucial time. Peyton did a great job of he was another outstanding game out of him. He was accurate with the football, and he ran the ball unbelievably well when I asked him to run. And, just we did enough to win on offense. Again, we take away the mistakes and the penalties, we still were able to fight and find a way to get it done.
All right, let's switch gears. Big game tonight, and the game is at Bozeman. You got Baker. Traditionally, they've been a state power. I think they've lost their first game. Give us a little scout report on Baker. What can we expect from the Baker?
Well, it's Baker. Everybody. They a couple of years ago state title. They're deep playoff runs every year. They do a good job with those guys. One thing you notice about them when you watch the film is you don't see many teams play as hard as they play. I mean, those kids, in the old days, you talk about reckless abandon, and that's all you see on the film from those guys. I mean, they fly around, they hit, they tackle, they want to win, and they know how to win. And so, they're struggling a little bit this year, and they may be down from what they've been. So, but it's anytime the Baker shows up, you better play a good football game, or you're going to be in trouble.
Now, Coach, what are they doing on defense? What do they line up in?
Well, they line up in an odd front, and not really a base 50. They like to, against us the last couple of years, they've gone with a 0 and 2 3s and really kind of try to take away all of our inside run. And I think when you play us, you got to kind of make a decision that you're either going to try to cover us and bring pressure with man coverage, or you're going to drop 8 and hope we can't run the ball effectively.
Right.
And their choice they've always made is they're going to just bring everything at us, and they're going to, if we're in 3-by-2, they're going to bring 6, and we're going to bring a guy we can't block, and that's their goal, and they're going to try to cover us in man. And they were fairly effective with that a year ago, and I don't think we were quite as skilled and as fast outside as we are this year. So I think that, that I feel a little more confident that we're going to be a little more effective throwing the ball and protecting. We shored up some things in our protection schemes to try to deal with that 6-man rush. So, I feel a little more confident about how they're going to attack us and then how we're going to be able to respond.
All right, what does Baker do on offense side of the ball? They used to run it quite a bit. What are they doing now?
Quite a bit, just pretty much all the time. They're wing T. Now they throw a handful of times. They're very effective. They pick their spots, which is kind of what the wing T does. It kind of lulls you to sleep. Then they'll slip a tight end or somebody right by you and drop it off to him. And that's how they got us last year, to be honest with you. Is they got us on a little tight end dump. But they're a run team. They're committed to the wing T. I don't know that anybody runs it much better than those guys. Their kids buy into it, and their goal is to shorten the game. They run first downs, time of possession, the same. So it's kind of the fist fight in the phone booth. Same thing that we had a week ago, and I think we're going to see that again tonight.
Now, how did you come out of the game? A physical game, they're big like that. Everybody healthy?
I'm not talking about that, Coach, but I will tell you, I will talk about my offensive line and up front. The biggest concern going into the season was how our offensive line being smaller. Yeah. I'll tell you, this group of guys with Trevin Sweat, Nasher Burris, Elijah McLemore, Trenton Albright, and Goose Sorensen, man, those guys, they fight and they play hard. And I tell you, that offensive line for me has really been a bright spot, and they handled that physicality that we faced last week a lot better than I ever anticipated. And I have high hopes for that group tonight.
Well, I say what, looking forward to it. What times kick off? And tell everybody one more time about tickets, how you guys are doing it.
We are Go Fan. The district has gone all Go Fan, no cash boxes at the gate. So the little app, we also have the QR code that you can scan and pay your ticket. And again, I say that like it's no big deal. If I had to do that, I have no idea. Somebody have to walk me through it. But
I'm with you.
It's not. They tell me it's pretty easy. 3 steps is kind of what they tell me. So but you can go on the Go Fan site, buy your ticket in advance, show your little deal at the gate, and walk right on through. So it does. There's some good upside to it. It speeds the process up. No long lines. But at the same time, some folks, they like to pay with cash every now and then. But that's just kind of, it's just kind of the way it goes. Things change, and we just we have to adapt to it. So.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck to you. Get yourself another win. We'll talk to you next Friday. Thank you so much.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, Coach Grip, man, I tell you what, he does a great job.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you know all those guys out there, most of the guys on the staff. All right, Jim, Jason's going to have to leave a little bit early. When we get back, how much time we got? We got about a minute? Okay, we get back, we're going to pick these high school games a week. We don't have very many. Jason took it on the chin, and we're going to make you pick, okay? We're going to make you do your homework. We can't beat you the other way. We're going to beat you this way.
This is their scheme to force me to pick games I have no clue about the teams.
I talked to Biden how I can get an advantage to win. He told me this is the way to do it.
Yeah, it makes them look good.
Yeah. Thank you there, Wildcat.
So what was our college scores last week?
Let me get that. I'll show you. You did good. You lost. You missed one game.
Well, that's what I found. I tell everybody every year, if you're trying to decipher something about my high school picks, you're doing it wrong, because I don't get out to see these teams. I kind of piggyback off what Coach Hale does, because he knows the coaches and stuff. So I'm picking these.
You didn't agree with me on those picks though last week. I did good at high school.
Well,
you should have listened.
Well, I don't see the high school teams, is my point.
Right,
so.
right.
That's
Jim,
not my
Jim and I both were, I believe, 5-2 in high school last week.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk about it. I tell you, knocked out of the ballpark. The mayor destroyed everybody.
Oh, for sure.
He picked every game right. Unbelievable. Jim was 9-2. I was 9-2 in college. Jason was 10-1. The mayor 11-0. Good job, mayor. The mayor. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Dr. Chad Mitchell, you'll see that beautiful shiny head tonight right there at Arnold's campus on James Hale's football stadium. You'll see his hair. It'll be glowing on Jim Brandt Field. And when you see that, You think that is one of the top doctors. You need somebody, if you get hurt, the stadium falls, just have him go down and get Chad, bring him up in the stands. The guy's incredible. And you can listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. He'll be at the Mosley. That's going to be a big game tonight, Arnold and Mosley. That kickoff, I believe, is at 7. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, the best Mexican food you get anywhere. Happy hour 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free. Go try it. You'll absolutely love it. Tell Coach sent you in there. You have a good time. Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. You mentioned it the other day. You just this morning you talked about them.
3 times a week, brisket, new potatoes, cream corn, and my large drink. I get there every day.
Jimmy, you and your daughter went there?
Yeah.
Had a good time?
It was good.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What great thing about Rudy's Barbecue, though, they cater. They'll bring it to you, man. They do an incredible job. Everybody's used them. Don't forget about Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road.
They've been feeding the JV Bay High football team, too, before their games. So good for them.
Good job, Rudy's Barbecue. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The tradition continues.
That ball is going to be out of here.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Head first slide, 2 RBI triple.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball and a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Best Way Portable Buildings, Dave & Buster's, PCB Hobby, and Gulf Coast Aquarium.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new Kia and see why everyone is talking about Kia. The new SUV family has movement that inspires, and we invite you to test drive the new 2023 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, and the Telluride. You can command the road in a sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a brand new 2023 Kia Rio, Forte, K5, or Stinger, and discover the all-new vehicle at Bill Bird Kia for you and your family. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City today, or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. Peace of mind you can trust at your local community dealer. Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street, Panama City.
Chuck was terrible at fishing. He spent many frustrating hours attempting to get results he saw from internet videos, aggravating trial and error fishing trips, and misguided advice from well-intended friends. Chuck is happy now with his newfound success after he visited Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, where we keep fishing fun, simple, and successful. See us soon at Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy.
I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs.
All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending. Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Let's go ahead and get rid of these high school picks real quick. Huge football game tonight. Jim, let's look at this one. Mosley, the power. They made a statement last week, 63, whatever the score was. This destroyed Bay. Bay was defending county champs. Everybody's going to Bay. In the past, most of the football players were going to Mosley.
Right.
This is a huge game. I think you got to make a statement again. Make no doubt, we're the best program. You need to come here. Arnold has everything to gain. Everything. Nobody's giving them a shot. They're getting disrespected.
Right.
They got a good football coach over there, does a great job. Is there any way they can pull this upset and redeem themselves? They got everything to play for tonight. And Mosley, after that huge win, they might walk in there feeling good about themselves and get smacked in the mouth.
That's one thing that's on Arnold's side, because if you look at the talent on Mosley this year, they got some really good players. Obviously, they got a D1 defensive back that's committed to Missouri. They got a decent offensive line. We all thought that they had an advantage over Bay last week just because the experience. Bay's really young, I think 2 seniors. Mm-hmm. But to go on and put that type of performance after losing last year, you got to give that staff and those players a lot of credit. So I just think they got it rolling. I love Arnold. I love the kids out there. I deal with a lot of their kids with Max Fit, and I think they're tremendous kids, but the talent difference, in my opinion, is going to be a big thing to overcome. I think Mosley got that one.
Okay, Jim, what's your take on this?
Mosley has kind of got it rolling. I think they took it kind of personal that they weren't county champs last year.
Right.
They put it on them, last year, and they made up for it. It's going to be a tough road to hoe for Arnold. I'm going Mosley all the way.
Even though that game didn't go the way Bay wanted to, don't sleep on them. They got a lot of young players. Jeremy does a really good job, and they're going to be good here in the next couple of years.
Yeah, well,
and Mosley
that's what's so important about these games now.
Right.
It's like Dion at Colorado. Everybody now wants to go there because he's winning and he's Dion. And Mosley's always won. They get people scholarships. Everybody's been wanting to go to Mosley. Bay beats them, and everything looked like, well, hey, everything's going to be going to Bay, and it's kind of going that way, but maybe it goes back to Mosley now. I think it will.
With that little aspect added in, these games are huge.
Yeah, it really is.
They can set you up for, and I hate to use the word recruiting, but in school choice, recruiting happens, you know what I'm saying? So these kids are going to choose where they think they can have the best chance to win.
Yeah. And get scholarships.
The kids talk to each other. Hey, man, why do you want to go there? Let's go here instead.
Yeah. And I think a lot of parents in the area that believe in both staffs, so I think both teams are going to be good, but, we'll see what happens.
And think about it. It's so hard to overcome this once you get down.
Right.
Get kids leaving. It's hard to rebuild it. And if anybody can, Coach Campbell does. He does an incredible job over there. I love what he's doing.
We saw that with Rutherford after the storm. It was just hard for them to get back together and get everything organized, get the players back out. So, but they'll get that thing built back.
7 o'clock, Arnold High School. All right. Bay, Gaston County. Start with you, Jason. Gaston County's got athletes all over the field.
I just have to preface this because y'all know this. I don't see all these teams, so I'm just going based off the years of history, coaching, and stuff like that.
That's the reason why I asked you to go first.
I'm going to go with Bay. I think they bounce back. I think Jeremy's going to have them right. So, but I know nothing about Gaston County. So
I don't either. Gaston County has changed. It was
East Gaston.
It was Quincy, and it's been a couple different iterations there. But I'm going to go with Gaston County on that one.
I'm going to go with Jeremy's is so young. I'm going Gaston County. And I blame Glenn. If Bay loses, it's Glenn's fault. All right, Bozeman versus Baker. I tell you right off, I'll go first. I got Bozeman. I believe in him. I believe in Coach. I think he's one of the best. I think he does more with less than anybody out there.
I think I like that they had that game last week where they had to really rely on their defense. I think they're ultra confident in their offense. So that game's another step to them to complete being more of a complete team. So I think they're one of the best teams in the county, and I think they're going to win this game.
And they're playing one of the better programs out there.
Oh, for sure. Right. Yeah, this is no easy.
I'll go Bozeman too in a close one.
Okay.
This is going to really tell us where they're at as far as, making a playoff.
And he's got a good staff. They get kids scholarships, too. They got it rolling out there at Bozeman. They're kind of by themselves, too, which is nice. Chipley versus Home County, man. Home County's won a lot of home games the last couple of years because Coach Lee did such a great job with them. I'm going Chipley. I don't know about you guys. I like Chipley.
After coaching at Chipley for 1 year, that matchup right there is really overlooked because if you live in either one of those communities, those schools are 10 miles apart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's no good blood between them two schools at all. They don't like each other. They don't pretend to like each other. When I was there, I thought we were way better than Holmes County. We went over there and got beat. But I'm going to go with Chipley because I think they got it rolling. I think they've got some real players. I think I'm going to go with Chipley.
Okay.
Chipley.
Okay, I'm with you guys. All right, North Bay Haven versus Destin. I love Matt. Does a great job. North Bay Haven's got a good stick. Gordy's over there coaching. They got a really good staff. They're fairly young.
Right.
I did not know that Destin, we had got the false information that Destin didn't have any seniors. We got a report from Freeport's coach after they played, and their assistant coach said they had seniors and pretty good seniors. So I think Destin's got a good program. I'm going to go Destin just because I think this is their first group of seniors.
I'm going to go Destin as well. I think their head coach is E.G. Green, the one who played at Fort Walton Beach and played at Florida State and played.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
And I think so.
Yeah, Destin.
Sure.
I'm going with Destin. Destin beat Baker County last week, 21-19, so that's a big win for them. So I'm going to go with Destin.
It's going to be a good game. Yeah. I do think it's going to be a really good game. I just think they have this, I don't know. All right, Mariana, Bluntstown. I'm a believer. I'm going Mariana.
Yeah, I'm going to go Mariana also.
I'll piggyback off y'all. Like I said, I haven't seen all these teams, so.
Okay. Rutherford, Fort Walton Beach coach Floyd is getting it done. Every week they're getting better. He knows what he's doing. He's got a plan in place. The process is coming along fine. I like Fort Walton Beach, but I like what's going on at Rutherford. In the future, I think Rutherford's going to be just fine.
Yeah, I think Fort Walton Beach is a little bit further along in their development. So, but, like you said, Rutherford's coming along. They're getting that program right. They're getting the right kids in that program, and they got a good coach. So
they almost had a Bluntstown beat at Bluntstown.
Right.
That tells you right there. I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I agree.
Fort Walton Beach is a different animal, though, so I'm going to go with Fort Walton Beach.
Just a bigger school.
Right. A
lot more players to choose from. Who you like?
I'm going to Fort Walton Beach.
Sneed's, Graceville, Bill. I'll say it again. I think Bill's got a chance to win it all this year. Sneed's.
Yeah, Sneed's all the way.
I like that running back.
All the way, all day.
Yeah, I like that. Freeport, Liberty County. Freeport at Liberty County. Right now you got 3 flags against you when you walk on the field. Liberty County, you're gonna get some hoes there.
The Taylor County treatment we used to get.
hey, don't be talking about Taylor County now.
We had Sandspurs on the field too, so it was like a double whammy.
Who y'all like?
I'm going to Liberty County.
It's hard to beat them there, them and the officials. I'm going Liberty.
Same.
All right, Mariana, Bluntstown. I already did that one.
Yeah.
Good job, Julie. We already did that.
We did Mariana, didn't we?
We Walton County at
St. Joe? No, that's
Walton County.
Okay.
Walton County versus Union County. Union County's been really good. I picked Union County yesterday. I kind of was talked into it. I flipped it. Who do you like?
I'm going to Union County. If you've ever been there, that for a small town, that's a really nice stadium. They had a big scoreboard.
It's big there. They won championships.
Oh, yeah.
Who you got?
Andrew Zau was their coach when we played against them.
Yeah, Alabama's quarterback.
That's a good program.
I'm gonna go Union again.
I'll go with Union.
I do think Walton's really good though. I really do think Walton's good.
Y'all tricked me last week.
Had C.J. Spiller back in the day.
Cottondale versus Rocky Bayou. I'm gonna go Rocky.
I'm gonna go Cottondale.
Rocky Bayou.
I'm on Rocky. I'm playing defense in high school against Coach Hale, picking all his picks.
Rocky Bayou, you're a smart man. Rocky Bayou, who you got?
Cottondale.
All right, the big one. South Walton at Port St. Joe. Brought to you by Taco Bell. Who do you like? This is going to be a war now. This is going to be a game.
Man, I just think South Walton's got it rolling. Where's this game at?
At Port St. Joe.
Ooh, that's a different animal there. Man, let's go with Port St. Joe at home. I mean, I like their coach. I think they got some talent. And just being at home, I think, gives them a little bit more of an advantage.
I'll go Port St. Joe.
I'm with you.
Kind of for the same reason. They're at home.
I'm going the home team. The other team's got to travel quite a bit. I think it's going to be a great football game. Do I feel strong and good about this pick? No, but I just got a feeling the home team's going to get it done. All right, that has been your high school update. Brought to you by Taco Bell. Get out to our great Taco Bells. And, man, we got a great one over there in Callaway. We got 3 ones right here in Panama City Beach. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, late night food. But if you're down in Port St. Joe, you better support Taco Bell. They support you.
Like dessert, get them little Cinnabons with the cream cheese in them.
Ooh, baby, I don't eat that stuff. It's good.
Yeah, right.
As far as you know. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. That Cajun place. Get down there this weekend. They're going to open at 10. Saturday and Sunday, when a game's being played, you get 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers. You can't beat it. Try the chicken gumbo. It's incredible. It's chicken sausage gumbo. You won't get anything better than that. Get down there. All we ask you to do, wear your school colors. Ohio State, Michigan, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Texas, you name it, wear it proudly. And everybody does. It was packed out there Saturday morning early. Brian and I and Blaine, we had a really good meal. Jason, have you been there yet for college game day? You got to get down there.
I've been there quite a few times, not for college game day, but
their wings are outstanding.
We do plan on going down there.
Get down there, have a great time. And don't forget about Beef O'Brady's. You got the big game tonight. Mosley, we're having a big old get-together before the game at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. All you Mosley fans, go down there early, get you a meal, head on over to the beach for this big rival game. Beef O'Brady's, Pat does a wonderful job. Don't forget Wednesday, they're special from 11:33. You buy 10 wings, you get a side and a drink for $9.99. Can't beat that. We'll be right back. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. When we get back, Jim Barant is going to prepare you Florida State Seminoles to what's getting ready to happen. They coming. Southern Mississippi Gold Niggers. They coming. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
up and went to school. There were certain teachers who hurt the children.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. A variety of mostly sunshine and a chance of thunderstorms this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest around 11 miles per hour and temps near 88. We will have possible thunderstorms and clear skies tonight and be warm at 76. And a possibility of thunderstorms in the morning, but otherwise sunshine tomorrow and a high 88. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linden. Call 850-320-8388.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing, people aren't saying a whole lot about him. I'll probably get in trouble.
But just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our FSU update.
You'll be all right.
It's brought to you by Newbies. We know John and Charlotte, wonderful people. John still, he's like you. He still looks really good. Yeah. Really good. That sucker does not age, and she doesn't either.
Right.
She is a knockout. Great people. They do an incredible job. They hire great employees. I love the people that work down at all 3 locations. Really great, friendly people. Get out to have a great time at any one of the 3 Newbies. But the mothership, you got the best bands in the Southeast. We all know that. But on the Curve, they got a remodel. It's beautiful in there. That's the place to go watch all the games. We got who's playing now? It's a Big Ten game tonight.
Illinois.
Who are they playing?
Kansas.
In Kansas. That's going to be a nice game. That'll be a good little game right now. We can watch that.
Competitive game.
When they kick off like at 6 our time?
I think it's
6 our time. We got a caller? Okay.
I don't worry about kickoffs like you do.
FSU.
As long as they have
8:30 in the morning.
We got a game. They screwed the SEC. 11 o'clock kickoff, and then poor Auburn, 9:30 tonight. It's crazy. We got a caller.
You're on the West Coast there, genius.
We got a caller. Good morning.
ACC.
Good morning.
Good morning. Who is this?
This is Travis.
Hey, Travis. What's going on, brother?
Well, I didn't think I'd be a proper Florida fan without interrupting the FSU update.
Oh, go ahead. It's good.
Well, Hale's going to do it anyway, so
yeah,
you're not,
I'm going to keep it short.
So you're
they got Southern Mississippi this week. They better watch out.
Who, FSU?
Yeah.
I don't keep up with them. I try not to. Kind of just depresses me sometimes.
Well, I'll tell you what, that last game of the season you might not want to watch.
No, I know. I did. We went to the one last year, and it was a tough one to watch in the third and fourth quarter. But yeah, no, I don't know about this year. I mean, but the thing about the Florida State game is you can throw your records and spot the rankings away when it comes to that game, because it don't matter how good or how bad you are. It's usually a decent game.
See, I used to say that stuff. Jim Brandt said that's not true. Jim goes, no, the better team usually wins. You sticking with that, Jim Bob?
I don't remember saying that, but it's the truth. I think your Gators are going to really struggle this year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They're playing McNeese State. You might have a shot there. I've been a big Gator in the past.
I think they'll get better every week and be better than what people
But,
think.
man, they didn't look good.
I don't know. The way they ended
Week
last
one.
year, they just gave up on Napier. I mean, this is a very, very, important time for his career. I mean, he's got to win a couple games in a row, and they're not the easiest games in the world. So, yeah.
Well, we've already had a defensive back hit the transfer.
Yeah.
He's going to Colorado, isn't he?
Probably.
I think everybody's heading out there. Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is we the problem is there's a whole lot of new guys on there on that team. So here's my assumption of it is, I mean, all them freshmen, they've never won at a college level. They don't know how it feels yet. That was also a road game against a tough team.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there.
Well coached,
experienced.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a rough first game to play. Last year, it was a rough first game to play, but we had some guys with experience. We have, I think he said 22 new faces on there. Most of them were freshmen. It was that's going to be a tough game no matter who you are.
Well, really, Travis, just look at it seriously. You take away the mistakes, that's a different ball game. I still think Utah wins, but it'd been a different ball game. And I will say this, Florida didn't give up. Those kids kept playing hard. I did like that. I watched that part of it. They never quit. They kept playing hard. I think they're going to improve every week. If they can eliminate the mistakes, the penalties, if you have two guys on the field with the same number, that's really not the player's fault. They just got to tighten things up, I guess.
I sent a lot of people this video. It was actually kind of funny. I said, this is actual footage of me watching the game last Thursday, and it was a clip from The Water Boy where Rob Schneider comes in and says, "Oh, no, we suck again."
The one thing I've been disappointed about Napier is their organization, having two guys on the field, the same number, some of the penalties, extended drives.
You got special team coaches in charge of that?
Think about where they were in that game. With 7-7, they had just got to stop.
Take those mistakes
they had to stop. They're about to get the ball back, possibly to go up a score, and they just totally get
Jason, a touchdown pass, both DBs run into each other.
Right.
He takes it to the house. I'm just saying, a play here, play there, that could change the whole outcome of that game, as far as you know.
And they got to find something at quarterback. I mean, it doesn't look great.
Well, I mean, the thing about, I disagree with that, actually. I mean, the problem was far away from Mertz being the problem. In fact, he threw for 333 yards, and he was getting beat up. He was slow to get up a couple times.
Yeah, your old line needs some help.
We talked about this earlier in the week. The right offensive tackle that transferred from Alabama, he kept right on where he left off, getting penalties, getting people get by him, throwing people in the ground. Did you see him throw down the guy right there in front of the official? How smart is that?
I mean, I don't know why in the world that guy plays. But I
think they had some injuries. I think they had some. I don't know. I'm trying to make excuses for him.
I mean, the thing about, like I said, I mean, what it all boils down to, it was a really bad game, but it was a really hard game for all them guys. I really think that going into the swamp this week, and I mean, it's pretty much a for sure win. Going into the swamp this week gives them a taste of what winning feels like. I think it really make them want it more at a collegiate level, and the swamp's special when you're a Florida Gator.
Well, if that doesn't happen, they're going to experience their coach getting fired. I will say that.
If they lose, or I mean, you think about it, that was one of Dan Mullen's last games with Stanford when they scored 52 points on us.
Hey, I just got a text. We have to get off the phone with you. They just said, this is the Florida State update. Hey, Travis, you live on the beach or in town?
I live in town.
All right, listen, do you want to look better, feel better? Have you been down to Max Fit Sports Nutrition on 23rd Street yet?
Oh, I do. I've been there a couple times.
Good. You keep going. I know you're looking better, and I can see it right now. I know you're feeling better. I can feel it in your voice. So keep on going. Keep on believing. Good things will happen.
Oh, yeah. thank y'all up there and at MaxFit as well. They're super nice, super great, and they sell some really good stuff. Everything tastes good.
Oh, hey, listen, I told a great story. Jim loved it about these mouse, this experiment. They threw them in the water. That's all you Gator fans. Keep swimming. Keep swimming. Keep swimming. Hey, we got to go. All right, man. Thanks for calling. You have a great weekend, okay?
Yes, sir. You as well.
Bye, Travis.
Have a good one, man.
Florida State. Woo!
What if I just refused to do it because you allowed this to go on for 10 minutes?
I'll give you the Auburn update. I will give you
You're a liar.
Update.
I want to do it at 8 o'clock.
No, we got Jeff calling. I can't.
No,
I can't control that. Go ahead.
Okay, they're playing Southern Miss. What their record against Southern Miss is 14-8-1. All right. Southern Miss has played well against Florida State in the past. They did beat them 58-14 in 1981, which you were almost there.
I was in the stadium.
They haven't played since 2017 when Florida State beat them 42-17 or 13 rather in Tallahassee. Florida State's a 28-point favorite. The over and under is 48.5. Southern Miss head coach is named Will Hall. He's got 11-15 record at Southern Miss. He was the head coach at West Georgia and West Alabama before that. He played at North Alabama, kind of a down south kind of guy.
That's a good thing.
In the past, Southern Miss has been, I know you played there, has been pretty competitive. I don't see this one being competitive at all. I think it's going to get ugly. It's at 7:30 our time on the ACC network. So we'll see what happens, but
this is where I'm with Florida State. They came out, they did everything they were supposed to do. They whooped an SEC top-tier team on national TV. Now you got to be consistent. I mean, that's one game. You have to come in week out with that same fire, same power, because it's hard to win a national title, and now you have a target on your back. Every team's coming in thinking this is one of the best 2-3 teams in the nation.
They're the hunted now, not the hunter.
This is their Super Bowl every time they play a lower-tier team. So now you got to get in there, grind, and stick with that high intensity in practice, because a national championship's not won in the first game. It can be lost, it can be lost, but you have to be consistent throughout the season and now show us if you're a national championship caliber team.
Yeah, I think you knocked out of the ballpark what you just said. I really believed if the game would have been played in Tallahassee and Florida State wins, I think the next week Southern would have a chance to be a competitive football game. Right. But now it's their first home game. They're going to be pumped up. Everybody's going to be excited. But that's what I'm looking for. Are they going to be consistent? They play at a high level like they played with a lot of intensity last week. If they do that every game, I don't see anybody in their schedule can beat them.
Well, everything played out for them. Clemson lost. I mean, it's their conference to lose. I think Miami's the only team I could see that maybe could match up with them. Clemson's going to match up with them. They're going to be better.
Where's that game play this year, Jim? Miami, Florida State. I think it's at Florida State.
I can't see from here.
I think it's at Florida State because 2 years ago we went to the game and it was at Florida State.
Yeah.
Unless there's this weird scheduling conflict, it should be in Tallahassee.
And we talk about the transfer portal, how important it is. Just think about Florida State. This is maybe the best example of the transfer portal. Keon Coleman comes in from Michigan State, has 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. He looked good.
Jaheim Bell from South Carolina transferred in. He had 2. They had 5 touchdowns that weren't even on their roster last year.
Yeah, but Coleman
that's why it's so hard to pick games. If you really don't pay attention to what's going on, I don't care about the SEC, ACC. That's about it.
Yeah, we know.
But that's what I live and die. That's why I do pick some games pretty good, because I follow transfer portal, recruiting, and I know what freshmen are committed this where. But that's what my passion is. I love recruiting because if you look at the top recruiters in the country, they're the top teams. Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. I mean, it's a tried, true method. I mean, and that's how you build a championship caliber program.
All right, we get back. Who we got coming back, Wildcat? Give us his name.
Jeff Spiegel.
Jeff Spiegel. Remind me, I have to call him after the show. I got to tell him that. Please don't let me forget to tell him that. Okay?
You're not going to tell him on the show. You're going to tell him.
I'm going to tell him on the show that I have to call him after the show. Don't let me forget, will you?
Okay. All right,
because I'm being serious. I got to do that. I got something going on. All right. What are we doing?
I don't know.
FSU to the top. My Eagles are going to play hard. I just can't stay on the field for us.
So where'd you have FSU ranked after this win? I know there's a lot of.
I got a number 1 right now. I mean, if you don't go week to week, they play the toughest competition. They look the best this week.
I don't disagree with that. I mean,
this week now.
Right. Nobody else has a game of that caliber.
No. All right, let's talk about who are we going to talk about? I tell you what, we just talked about newbies. Let's talk about Dr. Ward. You talking about Jimmy Buffett dies, skin cancer. We got a coach dealing with it right now. I got to be careful. Jim's got to be careful. Dr. Ward's the answer. 5 minutes can save your life. They got offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. There's no excuse if you're listening right now. Go make an appointment. 5 minutes can save your life. You can listen to Dr. Ward every morning, Wednesdays at 7:30. Make sure you listen in for him. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, Jason Koleski with us right now. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, it's pizza season. College football, you got to get yourself a pizza. It's got to be from Paparazzi. 3 restaurants in one. The place is incredible. And do you want that yard to look absolutely beautiful? Yeah, sure you do. All you got to do is call Turpro Pest Control. Patrick and his crew will come out there. Those weeds will be gone. I guarantee he's done it at our place. It looks great. Great job, Turpro Pest Control. We'll be right back. Alabama Crimson Tide, big game. Alabama, Texas. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for Mosley Dolphin football. The rivalries are back. Listen to every game right here with play-by-play in ultra-high fidelity. Mosley Dolphin football on ESPN Northwest Florida is presented by Panama City Toyota, Orthopedic Specialist, Ellis Agency Insurance, Barbaritos Southwestern Grill and Cantina, Culligan Water, Chapman Wealth Management, and Gulf Coast Aquarium. Your authorized CKIM and ZoomEd dealer.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. A variety of mostly sunshine and a chance of thunderstorms this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest around 11 miles per hour and temps near 88. We will have possible thunderstorms and clear skies tonight and be warm at 76. And a possibility of thunderstorms in the morning, but otherwise sunshine tomorrow and a high 88. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Kitchen Designs Group is excited to announce their new location, 7934 Front Beach Road, Panama City Beach. They offer full-service kitchen and bathroom cabinetry, countertops, and flooring. Plus, they also offer cash and carry. Take your cabinets home today. Let Claudia and Marshall help make your dreams of a new kitchen or bathroom come true. Call Kitchen Designs Group, 850-775-4150 to schedule your free consultation or visit their website, kitchendesignsgroup.com. Cash and carry only applies to the Shaker White.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
WGSX Lynn Hayden, WVLQ Port St. John, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide, baby. Alabama Updates brought to you by the legendary Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason and those crew. I don't care where you live in Northwest Florida. They're there for you. I tell you what, they do a great job. Locals taking care of locals. Appreciate Jason. Now, legendary. This guy has been covering Alabama football since 1983. Jeff, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, Coach. I'm here in the office. I'm working on our high school show for tonight, and I'm watching Clemson and Duke again. What's wrong with me?
I went to bed. Listen, they were driving. Duke's driving. It's 13-7. I said, they're going to blow them out. So I go to bed. My phone's blowing up during the night. I'm like, what's going on? I was too tired to look. Got up in the morning, saw 20. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
I know.
A lot of turnovers.
But look, people are burying Clemson, and, Coach, you know this. All these errors in that game are fixable.
Yes.
Catch a few passes, don't fumble inside the 20, and I think Clemson's going to be okay. But, boy, I'm telling you, people are already, digging a grave for them for them and covering them up with dirt.
Yeah.
What I've seen from Clemson, one thing that kind of concerns me for them going forward, they got a good running backs, decent quarterback, I think, but I don't see any wide receivers that scare anybody. I mean, most of these guys are playing
average to above.
They don't have Sammy Watkins or DeAndre Hopkins.
They don't have that speed to blow the top off the defense. Defenses are playing within 10, 15 yards of the line of scrimmage, so they're not really stretching defenses. So, and I thought that's what was Ugalele's problem when he was there last year. I mean, I just don't think their offense spreads the field, and I don't think they have the weapons at wide receiver to scare anybody.
Jeff, they reminded me, Clemson reminded me a lot of Ohio State. That's just not very good.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison doesn't scare anybody.
I mean, just like that
Marvin
coach. Well,
Harrison.
we got to get a new coach. Brian Day's not the answer.
You know what Dabo would do to get Marvin Harrison on that team?
Shoot anything.
Before we go much further,
Send him to church.
James Hale's been crying for 2 weeks that Alabama's going to lose to Texas, okay?
And he won't pick him.
Tell Jeff.
He won't pick him.
God, he won't come back
Well,
on.
I got to tell the truth. So I said, hey, James, they're 52-1 against
Hey, I've not made my official
X
picks
amount of
yet.
home games. Who are the quarterbacks that have beat Alabama at home? I'm sorry for doing your job, or here's his job for them. They are Joe Burrow, Cam Newton, and Johnny Manziel. So you got to have the Heisman quarterback to beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. James, that ain't going to happen. They're going to beat Texas.
Yours for Heisman.
Thank you, Jim Bob. Hey,
I'm
Jeff,
sorry.
I got a call.
I said to get that on my
Is it
system.
okay if I call you right after the show around 9 o'clock? I need to ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't want to do it on the air, but I want to ask you a question. It's nothing big, just
tickets.
Yeah, he wants
how
press
many bedrooms
box.
you got at your house?
He wants press box seats. He wants free food.
Oh, man.
No, I'm messing with you.
That's hilarious.
Hey, listen, what's going on in Tuscaloosa? I look at hotels. This is crazy. You can't find anything in Tuscaloosa for you can't find them at all, but if you do, they're over $500 a night. Tickets are going for over $500. I bet the business people there in Tuscaloosa are really happy what's happening here this weekend.
Yeah, it's a tough ticket for sure, and I mean this is historical. I mean, it's not every year a non-conference Power 5 comes to Tuscaloosa. It hasn't happened in over a decade since Penn State came to town. So I mean, this is huge. It's a preview of the SEC in the future. You got I think the best play caller in the business.
Yes.
On the other end, and you mentioned all those great quarterbacks. I mean, who's to say Quinn Ewers won't be one of those great quarterbacks?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Eventually, and listen, there are two what ifs that I have heard time and time and time again, and they both pertain to Alabama-Texas games. One, what if Colt McCoy had not gotten hurt, in 2009? Well, I think Alabama still wins that game. But
Absolutely.
I do believe that Alabama would have been in a lot of trouble if Quinn Ewers had stayed healthy for that entire game last year, because he was off to a hot start. So, that this guy's good. He's got a great play caller, and it's going to take every ounce of effort, for Alabama to win that game.
Jeff, what time will you get to the stadium?
Well, listen, here's the deal with me. Johnny Condon's going to be covering that game for us. And your talented daughter is going to be here in the studio. So at 6 o'clock, I'll be in my living room watching the game and taking some notes.
Okay.
And so my ticket's a little less expensive than some other folks.
Okay. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Hey, Joe Namath is guest speaker. I'm looking forward to that. That's pretty cool. SEC Game Day is going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. They got some other show that was going on Friday. This is the world's watching. But, Jim made a great point last week. We were talking about FSU, LSU. We had on the voice of the Fighting Tigers. Chris was on Thursday. And Jim made a great point that LSU had a losing record against FSU. FSU kind of owns them. Texas really owns Alabama. What's our record? 2-7-1, I think, all time against Texas.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some kind of fluky things. I mean, when Coach Bryant, played those guys, and I think, listen, all the old timers say that Joe Namath really scored.
He did,
and I'm not going to argue with them. And then there was that time, and Coach, you remember this? It was a Cotton Bowl, I think,
1972.
The Texas guy stepped out of bounds, right?
Yep.
and they said
they gave him a touchdown.
Step out of bounds.
Yeah.
So, if we'd have only had instant replay back then
right.
to overturn some of these things, that would have been good. But there have been some, fluky things that have happened, and, when Coach Brown was coaching against those guys. But, look, it's a great program. It's a blue-blooded program. And one thing that I've said ever since this game is on the schedule is that Texas is going to come in. And listen, the crowd needs to bring it. The crowd's got to bring it. And Kirk Herbstreit hit it on the head a couple of days ago when he said, the atmosphere at Bryant-Denny Stadium for games is, it's okay. But when Alabama fans feel threatened, they'll bring the noise.
Yeah.
And there have been some times where that place is really, really rocking. And it's got to be rocking Saturday. That has got to be a big home field advantage for Alabama. And the fans have got to know this when they come. They got to bring the noise.
I'm sure Coach mentioned that last night on his TV show. I didn't get to see it, but I'm sure he brought that up. Did you watch him last night?
Yeah, he said he told his team after practice this is going to be like a street fight. You're going to knock them down. They're going to knock you down, and it's all about hanging in there and keeping grinding and dominate your box. And it's like Gene Stallings used to say, in big games like this, there are 4 or 5 plays that determine the outcome of the game. And but to come through on those 4 or 5 plays, you got to play hard every play. And that's what Saban got across to his team after practice yesterday.
Who did he have on as his guest on the show last night?
Holly Rowe.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
Good. I like her.
Yep, she's fantastic.
All right. Do you think it will be rocking tomorrow night? Do you think everybody got the message game day? I mean, you got to be smart and know that, but do you think it'll be going crazy at kickoff tomorrow night?
Well, I think it's going to be amazing. I think it'll rival, the 2005 Alabama-Florida game, which is the loudest, people say that stadium's ever been, and other games in the Nick Saban era. But the atmosphere is going to be, top notch, just second to none, I think. And I got Alabama winning 24-20. That's been the score that just keeps popping up in my head. What do you think?
I'm gonna hold off on my pick, but I think I tell you, I'll be honest with you, I'm worried about Texas defense. I am. I tell you, this is the key, Jeff. I really believe this. We can't get down 10-zip. We can't get down 4. We get down 14-zip. I don't think we can come back and win. We got it. We got to score first. I believe we cannot get down by double digits. We can't play from behind. I just don't trust the offense yet. I could be totally wrong. What do you think about? Stark knows everything Nick does on defense. He went against in spring practice. He knows what the defense is. He can take advantage of. Who do you think? But then again, Saban knows him. Who's got the advantage there?
He does. Well, I mean, I think it's I think it's a draw there. An old high school coaching buddy of mine, here in these parts, we were talking about the game earlier in the week, and his main concern is Alabama's run blocking.
There you go.
He wasn't happy with that Saturday, and he also feels like if Texas commits to the run, that they can do some damage to Bama's defensive front. So those are the two main concerns for him, and we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, I just hope we don't get down. I hope we come out of the gates, get everybody rocked, going crazy. Hey, listen, I'm going to call you about a little bit after 9. Thank you so much for coming on. And we heard it here first. I'm going to ask you real quick. What about Miami, Texas A&M? Who do you like?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to go with Miami. I'm still a skeptic when it comes to this A&M thing and how this dynamic's going to work. It worked against New Mexico, this Petrino Fisher thing, but at some point it's got to blow up. I mean, they may just beat the Canes, but I like Miami to win that.
All right, you just changed my mind. I was going to go with A&M.
You got to stick with your pick.
No, I changed my mind. All right, they're great. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for coming on. We'll talk to you next week, buddy. I'll call you about 9:15. Thank you.
You got it, Coach. Have a good one.
Roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide. Alabama Updates brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. We don't care what time, day or night. If we got a problem, we call them. They're there for us. And we don't worry about the heat. We don't worry the cold because we got Stevenson Air Conditioning. They do an incredible job. Oh, my goodness. South Old Time Closing. Chuck Tucker, what a man. Nothing but a winner. All closing, no surprises. All the big-time realtors use them. Make sure you don't make a mistake. Make sure you go with South Oak Title and Closing. Offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Also, don't forget about Jay Michaels. Dr. Chad Mitchell does an incredible job. Any type of injury, you call Chad. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Best Mexican food anywhere, right across the street from the Navy base. Happy hour 3 to 7. Go have a good time, especially tonight. Tell them Coach sent you. We'll be right back with Jim Barant's Auburn Update. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida. In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
Can be deadly.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
Nothing says good morning like a drunken human alarm clock.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio.
We all know he loves the Florida Gators, but that's okay.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
I can control the world.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. A variety of mostly sunshine and a chance of thunderstorms this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest around 11 miles per hour and temps near 88. We will have possible thunderstorms and clear skies tonight and be warm at 76. And a possibility of thunderstorms in the morning, but otherwise sunshine tomorrow and a high 88. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
There are 3 great Barefoot locations. Barefoot on the Bay in St. Andrews, plus Barefoot on the Beach and the Barefoot Hideaway Grill, both on PCB's famous Front Beach Road. Whichever location you visit, you'll find great food, amazing specialty drinks, and the Emerald Coast best views. The football games will be on with awesome game day food and cocktail specials. And go now to barefootrestaurants.com to get a digital coupon for 15% off your entire bill. Barefoot, great food, drinks, fun, and games.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lord Eagle. Hey, Martha, Kenny, James Walmart, all those wonderful Tigers throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Beefo, Braves, Lynn Haven, that's where you need to be tonight, right after, hey, you Mosley people, get down there early. Get down around 5 o'clock, get there at 4:30, whatever, have a good time. Head on out to Panama City Beach, leave about 6:30, 6:15, and have a great time at Beefo Brady's, and they bring you the Auburn Update. Love Pat, does a great job down there. He's a city commissioner of the great city of Lynn Haven. Pat Perno does a great job at Beefo Brady's. Auburn Tigers, I don't like this game. I don't feel good about this game. I think Auburn wins, but I think it's going to be tough. They're going to fly out. They're already there. Tomorrow night at 9:30 at night, they kick off. They will be playing football past midnight out in California. Can they stop Cal's rushing attack? They went on the road. For some reason, they were playing North Texas on the road. I don't know how that happened, but it did. And their offense looked good. We used to play North Texas. One year, I think we played when we were at Southern Mississippi. They were better than we thought they were. They got good running backs. Teams from the SEC have not played well when they've gone to the West Coast. UCLA beat LSU, was it 2020? Yeah. Alabama went out there and played. UCLA got beat. We just have a history of not doing well against those teams on the road out west early in the year. And I don't like the kickoff at 9:30 at night. Hunter, Auburn's best.
It's 8. Let's be fair. It's 8:30 our time.
No. It's 9:30 our time.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The game is at 9:30 our time. It's back-to-back SEC football on ESPN. Alabama kicks off at 6. Auburn's right after that game on ESPN.
Okay.
I am right. On ESPN. Look it up. I know what I'm talking about, Junior.
Once in a while you do.
So 9:30 at night, again, Auburn kicks off. Hunter, Auburn's best running back. The sex tape. Everybody knows, and we all know it's out there. They're not saying what it is. It's out there. They let him come back and practice. Everybody thought everything's good. They get a call. Oh, no. Don't put him on the field. That's not a good sign. Something's going on behind the scenes that ain't going to look right, and he ain't playing. He is one of the best running backs in the country, especially in the SEC. Jason, what do you think is going to happen? Auburn's favored by 6.5.
I just like Auburn in this game. I thought both quarterbacks played well in that game. I thought Hugh Freeze utilized them and really took what they do best and was able to implement an offensive game plan to use both quarterbacks. Peyton Thorne's a little bit better pocket passer, but Robbie After had 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns in that game. So I like Auburn. I picked them to beat Georgia early or about mid-year, just coming off everything that's happened. And I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy, but there's only one game on Georgia's schedule that really scares me as far as something they can lose, and that's at Auburn early in the season, about 5th or 6th game. But I just think this is a good football team. I think they're going to get better. I think Hugh Freeze is one of the best quarterback coaches in the country, and I think he's got both these quarterbacks playing really well. I think he's got the defense playing really well. So I don't see this as a upset alert type thing. I think Auburn goes out there and handles business.
Okay. All right. Jim?
Yeah, I think Auburn's going to take care of them too. Yeah, the time difference makes a difference. Unless you've ever traveled out there, because my sister lives in Southern California, I remember like the first time I went out there, it was like 8 o'clock, on her time. And I'm falling asleep. Like on my clock, it's 11 o'clock,
Yep.
So it takes some adjusting to. There's no question it does. And we tease about the kickoff time, but it does make a difference, especially when you're only out there for that short amount of time and maybe your body's not adjusted.
But wouldn't you be more worried if it was a 2:30 game that they're playing like 11 o'clock locally or even 9 a.m. on an 11 o'clock game? To me, if it's at night, you got plenty of time to get these guys in.
And they went out there early, too.
Right. So,
but I think they're going to take care of Cal.
Hugh Freeze was not happy about it at all. If he would have been head coach, this game would have never happened at that time, or probably wouldn't even scheduled it. He was not. He made everybody aware of that at Auburn. Ole Miss at Tulane. I just want to get your pick. Don't pick the winners yet, but just do you like these point spreads? Let's put it that way. At 7.5, Alabama, Texas. Do you like that point spread? Should have been higher or lower?
I think that's about right at home.
I think the over-under was like 50-something, 55, I want to say. All right, I hope it's under. I hope it's a slow-scoring game. Ole Miss at Tulane. I'm going to tell you right now, 7.5 points, Ole Miss, that's going to be a heck of a football game.
That's a really good football game. Tulane's really good, top 25 last year, maybe top 25 this year. Ole Miss is kind of top 15-ish every year, but, I like Ole Miss in this game. I think the offense is really good.
That one.
Yeah.
Some other interesting, Middle Tennessee is at Missouri. Let me go back to this. I'll just say you agree or not, because I want to hold our thoughts until we get to what we're going to do. This was by CBS. They've got Alabama 7.5 point favorite versus Texas. They said pick Texas. Texas wins it outright. Okay? Don't give your picks yet. Ole Miss at Tulane, 7.5 point favorite. Ole Miss. They say pick Ole Miss. They cover the spread. Watch out for that one. Ole Miss's offense is really good, though. Texas A&M, -4 at Miami. They got Miami winning like you do.
I got them winning outright.
Vandy at Wake Forest. Vandy, -10. They got Wake Forest covering. I kind of agree with that.
I had the Wake Forest covering, too.
Yeah. Kent State at Arkansas, -39. They say pick Arkansas to cover. I'm not sure about that.
-39?
38.
Ooh, that's a big number. Kent State's a MAC team. MAC teams aren't exactly pushovers. They're not going to be scared to go to Arkansas.
They play hard, they're smart,
for sure.
well coached.
When they go in the game, they're going in to win. It's not a team that's scared, that's going to lay down. So that's a big number. I have to look at that game a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't think I'd go with that 13. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
Yeah. I'd say pick Kent State. That's just me. All right. Middle Tennessee State at Missouri. That's got to be by Bama. They put up a fight. Missouri by 21. CBS said pick Arkansas, by the way, and take the points.
Yeah.
CBS says pick Middle Tennessee State. That Missouri won't cover. Missouri wins, but they don't cover the 20.
My only advice for that game is to stay away from it because they just lost Alabama. You have no idea how a team bounces back after a loss like that. And, I don't know much about Missouri right now.
Yeah, I don't either. They won their first game.
Right.
Didn't play anybody. 21 points. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I'm gonna go with Missouri.
I don't know much about Missouri either. To be honest with you,
I'm with CBS on this. I don't think they're going to score. I don't think I'll beat them by 21. Could be wrong.
You wouldn't think.
Could be wrong. Now this is one I don't know. I want you guys to help me with this one. Arizona at Mississippi State. They got Mississippi State favored by 9, and the experts say Mississippi State covers.
Don't know enough about Arizona. I do think Mississippi State's probably the better team. But with everything that happened in the offseason, losing their coach, you just don't know how that's going to have an effect. I don't know anything about Arizona, so I can't consciously make a pick and say, hey, this is what's going to happen.
All right.
Need to see Arizona first.
I want your opinion on this.
Yeah.
Steve Spurrier, love him. I saw a picture of him, made me sad because he's showing his age a little bit. He said the Colorado-Nebraska is the game. It's not Alabama-Texas like everybody's talking about. The game is Colorado and Nebraska. I disagree.
I disagree.
Big time.
Substantially disagree with that.
And tell me why.
Well, they're just not the most talented teams in the country. The Deion story is, captured America. It's got a lot of people interested. We're all following it. We think it's a great story. But they don't have the rosters to compete at the highest level of college football. They're not in Alabama. They're not in Georgia. And those are the teams I like to watch. Am I going to watch it? Absolutely. It's great entertainment. But these aren't two of the best football teams in the country. These are 6-6 teams about to fight it out. And for me, that doesn't get my juices completely flowing. But I do want to follow the Deion story, and I want to see where he can take it.
It's 11 o'clock kickoff, Fox Sports. Right. I'll be watching it.
Yeah, it's the only game on it.
It doesn't have the national implications either. How can you compare Colorado and Nebraska as far on a national scale to Alabama and Texas? Come on. Steve, you're a great coach. You forgot more than I know, but I kind of disagree with you.
Seems like he's forgetting a lot more, though.
Sometimes I wonder if that's kind of a dig at Bama and Texas.
Oh, for sure. Spurrier never said anything that he didn't have an intention behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
We were going to have our guest speaker today. Josh is going to be on here as the new county AD in Bay County. He used to be the basketball coach at Arnold. He called me late last night, or texted me late last night. He has a meeting, couldn't get out of it, so we'll get him on later on and talk about that. Can you stay a few bit longer, and you got to leave right at 8:30?
I can leave at 8:45, but
that's even better, because I want some more stuff from you. Okay, South Florida, the Bulls. They're going to put $340 million on an on-campus site, football stadium on campus, and the academic people there are going to the roof. I like it. I think they're doing a great thing. If they can get that thing going like Central Florida has, look at Central Florida now. They're in the Big 12. They got the biggest enrollment in the state of Florida. The future's bright there. I think they've got to do something like this. Look at Saban before. Alabama did not have the enrollment. I looked at last night a picture for our friends. Her niece's family, they're flying in on their jet from Dallas, Texas, because their son goes to the University of Alabama, and it's a big jet. They're wealthy.
Right.
And they got all these, half of them had Texas stuff on, half Alabama. They're bringing friends with them. They're all going to the game. People going to Alabama from all over the country now because the football team's good.
Right.
Do you think the academic people are wrong or right? They got the money. Let them spend it like they want.
South Florida?
Yeah, South Florida Bulls.
This is my only concern. If you're going to invest that much money, you need to know that you're going to be part of the super conferences, because if you're spending $340 million and you're in a second-tier program, what's the point? So to me, South Florida is kind of, they're in between. Are they attractive to the SEC? Could the Big Ten pick them up? Maybe the Big 12, but I don't see them surviving long-term, or the ACC. So that's a really hard question, and something I couldn't answer today, because if they put $340 million into facilities and they end up in the second tier of college football, I just think that's a huge waste of resources.
I think the only way they can be successful is doing this, because they're like Miami. Their campus is not near that stadium.
Right.
It's the kind of the same thing. That stadium's a lot better location than the Orange Bowl. That's better. But if you want to get those great players in South Florida, in that Tampa area where you got all those great players, you got to do something. I think they're doing the best they can.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if it'll work.
But do they move the needle for the SEC or Big Ten?
No.
Probably not.
No. Maybe
so would you
else.
still spend that money to be in that second tier?
Well, maybe they want the AAC, they're looking to get a new member, and the one they're going after is Army. I say let them in. I think that's good for the AAC.
Yeah.
For Army to get in there. Jim, would you spend that money?
Hadn't really thought about it. They're probably going to do it. But like Jason brought up a really good point, if you're in a big-time conference where you're going to be able to recoup some of that money, okay, that kind of makes sense. But if you still stay in whatever conference they're in now, at AAC or Sun Belt or whatever they're in, like you say, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because you're not going to have the big TV contract bringing in all that money and that. They're going to do it. I mean, I see why they do it because UCF's kind of passed them up, and
right.
I can understand why they want to do it.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Jason, let's give a little love to Max Fit Sports Nutrition.
Yeah, we got both our locations, one on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village. We're doing customized meal plans, have our InBody 570 sample bar so you can try before you buy some of the best supplements on the market at both locations. So give us a call, 850-708-3051, or come see us on 23rd Street. Both locations are open and running well. We got Pier Park and 23rd Street.
Don't forget about Dr. Ward and skin cancer. If 5 minutes can save your life, 1 in 5 get it. Don't play around with it. There's office throughout Northwest Florida. Go see Dr. Ward. He'll take care of you, but the guy's incredible. Don't go out and all the great newbies. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. That Cajun place now, don't forget, this Saturday, it opens up at 10 o'clock. 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers. You can't get that anywhere. Try the chicken and sausage gumbo. It's incredible. Get out to Cajun place. Wear your colors. Wear your colors. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Got the code word coming up. Our code word.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Afternoon Underdog.
I'm really excited for Florida State moving forward. Love that the AP kind of recognized that as well. I would have had no issue with Florida State jumping Alabama and Ohio State. They did jump Ohio State, but jumping Alabama as well. I think really the only school who I wouldn't throw them over, and that's just because we know what they're
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies, new and vintage cards, and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports, and can always be reached at instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, this is Tim.
Do y'all sell bait?
Yes, we seasonally stock live shrimp, live bull minnows, live sand fleas, live fiddler crabs, earthworms, night crawlers, crickets. We also stock frozen shrimp, sand fleas, mullets, squid, pre-rigged ballyhoo, bonita, stingray, cigar minnows, Boston mackerel, Spanish mackerel, and a few other miscellaneous baits. It's worth the drive to buy premium locally sourced bait from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You're going to start picking some games here in just a second, but I want to hit up one or two things real quick. Texas, Texas is one of the best jobs in college football. The problem with Texas, you got all these wealthy boosters. You got a lot of captains on that island and not many mates.
Right.
They're already after start about not playing Archie Manning. The offensive line didn't play very well against Rice. He even had to respond to it. Fans want to see Manning. Stark said that the reason he didn't play him, his all intentions to playing him, it was late in the fourth quarter. Again, the offensive line didn't play that well. I wanted to go with him, but with that much time in the game, late in the fourth quarter, I decided not to do so. Again, I had all intention to play him, just didn't kind of work out. Why would you be concerned? And I will say this, Ohio State Buckeye fans, raising Cain about Coach Day. Florida fans, they want their coach fired. LSU fans, I will say not all Florida fans. LSU fans really want their guy going. South Carolina's upset right now, but not to the extreme of these others. What do you think about it? Would you want to go at Texas, be the coach, and have to deal with that? That's the reason I think Alabama's a better job. You have wealthy people, but you have less of them.
Yeah, but Nick Saban brings a different, cachet to that program. A lot of boosters aren't going to question Nick Saban. Right, I mean, he's proven it. He's got 6, maybe 7 national championships now. I can't remember how many. Yeah, so he's not going to get a little blowback from, and he's got the cachet to say, hey, screw you, I'm going to do what I do, and the administration's going to leave him alone. But these other schools, at Texas, Ohio State, I mean, there's huge pressure from boosters, fans. I mean, you're under a microscope, and if you don't handle that very well, you're not going to be successful. Right. I mean, it takes a lot.
Is Ryan Day going to be able to handle it?
Ryan Day can't handle it. People listen to these fringe weirdos on Twitter and associate them with Ohio State fans. Those ain't true Ohio State fans. Those are miserable people that just want to, be negative about everything.
Jim Brandt?
Yeah,
no, that's not me.
But I would say this: those true Ohio State fans see a lot of potential in this Ohio State team, a lot of talent. I don't think anybody overreacted to week 1. Indiana was a conference opponent on the road. That's a different kind of animal than what other people started with in week 1.
And the crowd was small. I couldn't believe
was small. Indiana tried to run the clock out on them. I mean, I think we had 6 possessions in the first 3 quarters.
But I do think now I watched it. They didn't get the ball. Those receivers. They got the best receivers in college football, and they're not touching the ball.
No, they had a not first year, but they had a starting quarterback that's brand new. I mean, new offensive line, new offensive coordinators. It was a conservative play call.
So no worries?
I have no worries with Ohio State.
It's like I posted on, about this to these people that Jason's talking about. Would you feel better if it was a 20-point win, but the score was 50-30 or 48-28? God, they scored a lot of points. Yeah, but we got to work on that defense. Now, you can't have it both ways. Right. You can't be explosive on offense and then complain as your defense is not playing well. The defense played really well, and offense has got some work. There's no pleasing some people. No matter what you do, somebody's going to be unhappy.
But I mean,
that's
just
the way it is.
Year, I was going to pick Ohio State to win the Big Ten, not because of their offense, because their defense this year. Right. And if you look at that defensive line,
they got some players.
Me, it's the best in the country. They got 8 deep. They got a couple kids that look like Bosa. They got a couple interior defensive tackles, which they haven't had in a long time. They're putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. That secondary is good. So the offense, Ryan Day is one of the best offense coordinators in the country. That offense is going to come around.
I had someone say, man, Michigan, not like I thought. They only won like 33 against East Carolina. Let me tell you something. We used to play East Carolina. East Carolina's got a lot better football program than people think.
And let's be honest, you're not going to go in the first game and throw everything in your playbook at these teams. You're running the football. You're working. Like Ohio State was trying to work on short yardage situations. They were trying to run the ball on first down. It's not like they were spreading it out and throwing it to Marvin Harrison Jr. Now they can, and I think eventually they will. By game 4, you're going to see the real Ohio State offense, and I think you're going to see a defense that's pretty nasty and on par with the Georgia.
2 or 3 weeks away from Notre Dame at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll know more.
I think their schedule sets up perfectly. They got a new quarterback, new offensive line. They're going to take a couple weeks to get kind of settled in. By week 4,
I don't want anybody saying worry about Georgia's schedule when you look at Michigan's.
Right.
Come on. Michigan's not much better.
Both those are a joke.
Yeah. All right, let's get these picks going. We're going to hold off in Alabama. Jason, you get yours. Jim, you give me yours. If you want to say anything about him, let me know. Kent State at Arkansas. Jim, who you got?
Oh, Arkansas.
Okay. This is going to be pretty easy. Auburn at Cal.
Auburn.
Okay. Florida, McNeese.
Florida.
Okay.
That's still a...
Ball State at Georgia. I'm with you.
Georgia.
There's no guarantees in Florida right now. I'll just say that.
Yeah, he loses that game, things are going to get ugly down there quick.
A lot of pressure over in Gainesville right now.
Eastern Kentucky at Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Okay. Grambling at LSU.
LSU.
Okay, bounce back game. This one now, keep an eye on this one. Ole Miss and Tulane.
It's a good game. Tulane's a top 25 team.
This game for Tulane is like the Super Bowl.
I think it's going to be a shootout, but I'm going to go to Ole Miss.
It's going to be close.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. This is a huge football game for them.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of points.
It's in New Orleans. It's in that little stadium. watch out. And Tulane's got a chance to win this one, but I just think Ole Miss got too many players.
And Vegas sees that. It's only like a 7-point spread, so it's not like they're 3-4 touchdown underdogs.
Tulane did beat USC in the Cotton Bowl, and they beat South Florida this last week. This one, don't know much about. Arizona, I have not kept up with them, but it's at Mississippi State. I got Mississippi State. You got
Mississippi State, the Dogs.
So far, we all got the exact same teams. Middle Tennessee State at Missouri. We talked about Missouri not covering, but
yeah, I'm gonna go Missouri.
Okay. Missouri. South Carolina, they bounced back. Furman, I say yes.
Yes.
Were you surprised by that game at all with North Carolina? The physicality? Because
I just knew if the defense could play, they could win. And Chiswick's they had 9 sacks.
No, I know.
I was surprised at 9 sacks.
Yeah, that was a surprise to me.
I was surprised how physical North Carolina is because, they always come in the season that we think they're going to be great because their offense and then their defense just is totally flat.
Anyway, Austin Peay over Tennessee? No. The big one, 2 weeks, Tennessee, Florida.
Let's go.
The big one now. After the lesson, Jeff, he changed my mind. I'm going to go with Miami over Texas A&M. The only reason because I got so much respect for him, not so much for.
Well, I think I like Cristobal because what he did at Oregon.
I don't feel good about this.
What I didn't like is Gaddis as the offensive coordinator last year. They were terrible. This year, 256 yards rushing, 260 yards passing against Miami of Ohio, who's not a scrub. Miami of Ohio went down there to win that game. They were not like, hey, we're going to get whipped by Miami. A&M only ran for like 4.6 yards a carry against New Mexico or whoever they played in the first game. To me, that's a big red flag, and I think Miami gets it done.
Jim?
Yeah, Miami.
Okay.
Pick A&M, you SEC guy.
No, I had A&M.
No.
After this is Jeff, I switched it to Miami. I got you
picking against the SEC. Oh, my goodness.
You three guys know what you're talking about.
They should not give you tickets to that
Wake Forest.
You traded on the SEC.
Vandy. Wake Forest, Vandy.
I'm going to Wake. I think Wake's the better.
Where's the game being played?
Oh, man. Vandy's 2-0. I think it's at Wake. I'm
going to take Vandy.
All right. Jim can take the lead because I went with Wake Forest. Wake Forest, I do believe, is favorite in this one. All right, Jim, do not mention the Alabama game, but let's go over your list with Jason.
Oh, yeah.
You and I can come back and do it.
Yeah, this shouldn't take very long. These are pretty simple games. Clemson, Charleston Southern.
Clemson.
I got his. I need yours.
Clemson who?
Charleston Southern.
Clemson.
All right.
It's like I had Clemson over Duke.
FSU, Southern Miss.
FSU.
Okay.
I feel for Southern Miss this week.
Michigan, UNLV.
Michigan. Big. Who's the head coach this week?
Oklahoma, SMU.
Oklahoma.
It's going to be a better game. I think it's going to be a good game. Oklahoma.
SMU's got a good offense, though.
Yeah.
Okay, Ohio State, Youngstown.
Ohio State.
I think Ohio State looks a lot better this week. The most improvement you're going to have is from week 1 to 2. And I think McCord showed some arm talent. I know everybody wants to throw him under the bus.
That throw to Harrison where Harrison stepped out of bounds was a big-time throw.
He just needs reps and better decision-making.
Right.
He'll be fine.
Penn State, Delaware.
Penn State. I think Penn State's the second best team in the conference right now behind Michigan.
They look good.
All right, Texas, Alabama.
We'll hold off on that one.
For me,
who do you got?
Roll Tide.
Why do you say that?
Because I think their offensive line, defensive line are just a little bit better.
Don't tell them yet. Don't pick them yet. Me and you're going to do it later. You really? So, what does Bama cover? 7.5?
No, I think it's an extremely close game. Texas
goal at the end.
Is very talented. They could cover. To me, that's a weird spread, but I think this is a 4 to 14 point game. I think they plays in that window. I think both teams are really good, but I do think Texas is really good. I just don't believe in Sarkisian. I believe in Saban over Sarkisian. I think that's going to be the difference.
Amen.
All right, well, Jim and I'll talk more about this in a little bit. Jason's got to leave the building. He's got a point with Elvis.
You got one pick to go. You ain't going to give me your pick?
I'm going to do it. Alabama? We're going to do it later.
I got one more segment. I got to go.
Hey, guys, you got 15 minutes here, okay? You know what I'm saying?
We got 15 minutes.
Taxman's calling me. I got to go.
Hey, we got the code coming up, right? Hey, real quick, give some love to Max Fitzporch Jerusalem.
Yeah, come see us on 23rd Street in Del Coronado Village. Customized meal plans, free in-body 570, free sample bar. Pier Park location still going strong. We got local military first responder discounts, so come check us out.
All right, we'll be right back. You ready?
I'm ready. All right, here it is, boys and girls, moms and dads. Listen up, because this is your chance to win one pair out of 3 sets of tickets to the Yellowwood 500. That's at Talladega Supermotor Speedway, and it'll
That's
be
in Alabama.
It'll be September 30th and October the 1st. So, like 2 days of racing, 3 sets of tickets that we're going to give away. Here's what you have to do. You have to text. Now, mind you, don't call, but text this word. And this word for today, this is your code word. You text it to area code 850-215-6290. Text the word SHAKE, SHAKE. Now, what that has to do with racing, I don't know. But you text that word, what? Okay, tell me.
The throttle, when the thrust.
Yeah?
I'll tell you about it off air.
Okay. You text that word SHAKE
the car shakes.
215-6290. I thought it might be some of the girls. Never mind. You text that word, and then you got to listen to. Here's the tricky part. You got to listen to David and the guys in the afternoon underdog. Sometime around 4:40, 4:45, they're going to call your name, and the quicker you call in, the better your qualifying time is. The better your qualifying time is, the better your chances of winning one pair of 3 sets of tickets to the Talladega Motor Speedway. You got that? So go ahead and text the word SHAKE to 215-6290. And then listen to the afternoon underdogs right here. Don't call. See, they're calling. Don't call. Text the word SHAKE.
They're just calling to talk to us. They just want to talk. Take the phone call. My God. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Smitty!
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
I don't get too upset very often. Yeah. But when I get upset and the kids see me at my worst is when I'm trying to, I think I know I should be able to watch a game, and then it does not come to fruition. Yeah. That's my upset. I can feel that angst in my chest right now. Yeah. It is not.
Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. A variety of mostly sunshine and a chance of thunderstorms this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest around 11 miles per hour and temps near 88. We will have possible thunderstorms and clear skies tonight and be warm at 76. And a possibility of thunderstorms in the morning, but otherwise sunshine tomorrow and a high 88. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Turf Pro Lawn and Pest Control. They take pride in caring for their customers' property by providing lawn and whole house pest control. Whether you have roaches or any other unwanted bugs in your home, Turf Pro has you covered. Or if your lawn needs weed control, fertilize, insect control, Turf Pro has you covered by providing custom treatments to meet your property's needs. No property is the same, so why should it be treated that way? Turf Pro, where the blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Call 850-890-5820.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
It moves fast. The High School Spotlight. Weekdays at 5:40.
Let's do it.
Sponsored by Barbaritos. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. 104.3. Hey, move it, baby. You look good dancing back there. Hey, we hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for listening. Get out to all of our sponsors, support them. They do an incredible job. They're wonderful people. They have great products, great restaurants. Get out there and support them. All right, this was done by Saturdays Down South. This is the projections for bowl games already. This is what Saturdays Down South have. We have CBS. We have Saturdays Down South. Sugar Bowl, which would be a playoff game, you have the Georgia Bulldogs, number 1, versus number 4, Ohio State Buckeyes. In the Orange Bowl, they have Alabama, not in the playoffs, playing Southern Cal. The Peach Bowl, Tennessee Volunteers versus the Texas Longhorns. Citrus Bowl, Ole Miss versus Wisconsin. The Quest Bowl, they got LSU versus Iowa. Mayo Bowl, you got Texas A&M versus Pitt. Music City, Kentucky versus Maryland. The Texas Bowl, Oklahoma and Oklahoma get it on. Gator Bowl, that'd be a good one. Gator Bowl, Arkansas versus Miami. Liberty Bowl, South Carolina versus TCU. And in the Birmingham Bowl, Mississippi State versus Kansas. Gasparilla Bowl, Missouri versus Coastal Carolina. That's you way too early.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go CBS. I'm not going to do all of them, but this CBS. This is what CBS's Jerry Palm has going in the Sugar Bowl. They got number 1 Georgia playing Alabama back-to-back weeks. Well, back-to-back games. Number 4 Alabama versus number 1 Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. If that happens, I will be there. I love going to New Orleans. Out west in the Orange Bowl, these are playoff games. Number 2 Michigan will be playing number 3 FSU. Okay. January 1st, the Fiesta Bowl. What does the CBS think? They think it'll be Washington versus Tulane. In the Orange Bowl on December 30th, they have North Carolina playing Ohio State in the Orange Bowl. December 30th, Peach Bowl, Penn State versus LSU. And December 29th, the Cotton Bowl, USC versus Texas. Anything there stand out? Anything?
No, I don't get excited about week 1 predictions for bowl games that are 4 months away. It's kind of hard to
know
where everybody's going to fall.
CBS playoff percentages to make the playoffs. This is by the CBS computer. Alabama's got the best chance of making the playoffs at 63.2. Number 2 is Ohio State Buckeyes, 62.21. And then it drops off quite a bit. It surprises me. Georgia has only got a 37.1% off this computer thing at ESPN. Number 4, Oklahoma, 35.9. Then you got FSU, 25.2, Southern Cal, 24.6, and then Michigan, 18.9 to make the playoffs. Then it drops at number 8, Notre Dame, 17.5% chance to make the playoffs. Texas, 17.4, and Penn State at number 10, 16.2. So that's what the guru computer geeks think will happen real early in the year. All right, Jim, let's get into the Texas-Alabama game. They came up with a way that they feel like Texas to win a game. These are 5 things that have to happen. I'm going to ask you, or go over it, and I'm going to ask you, do they happen? 5 keys for Texas to pull off the upset in Bryant-Denny. Number 1, protect the quarterback. They were sacked quite a bit. He was pressured quite a bit. He threw off the wrong foot. He didn't look very good. So they're saying he has to have a big game, but the offensive line has got to protect him against Alabama's rush. If they do not do that, they're going to be in trouble. Versus Rice, Texas offensive line, they had their quarterback was pressured 8 times, 2 sacks. What say you? Do you agree with this? Yes, I think
that's
pretty much.
Protecting the quarterbacks, that's a given. You got to do it.
Now, do they do it? Can Alabama put pressure on them?
Yes, I think Alabama will bring pressure on them.
Okay. All right, so you think Bama wins that battle?
Yes.
All right, number 2, eliminate Alabama's quarterback, Jalen Milroe. This is his second start ever. He's a 68% passer in the games that he started. He only averages 5.4 per perception. His rushing in those games, he averaged 5 yards rushing the ball in the 5 games he's played. He started in his 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's only thrown the ball in his career 37 passes. Again, as a true pocket passer. What Texas has to do to win the football game, make him a pocket passer. They don't want him scrambling. They don't want him running the football, shut down the running. Make him sit in the pocket and throw the football. I like what they're saying. I do think that's a key for Texas to win the ball game. But, Jim, what do you think? Can they make him do that?
Saying it and doing it are 2 different things. Yeah, obviously you don't want him out scrambling. Personally, he's from Texas. I think he's going to play very well. I think he could be the difference in a game. just scrambling, just run pass option kind of things. You know, they always go on the assumption, well, we got to make him a pocket passer. Well, that assumes that Alabama's going to go along with it. Okay, you don't want him rolling out? You don't want him being an athlete? Okay, let's just keep him in the tackle box. We'll throw from there. Hey, come on now. I think
you schemed defense before where you wanted a guy to sit there and put a spy on him.
Right.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. I'm looking forward to that one. But I think they made some great points here. Number 3, run the football. Don't get in there and air it out every single play. Run the ball. Be balanced. Rice running backs combined for, heck, I think they combined against Rice. 2 running backs combined for 145 yards on 27 carries. That's got to improve against Alabama's defense, so they've got to be able to run the football. They average 4.7 yards a carry versus Rice. Run the ball in Bama. Don't throw it every single play. You agree with that?
Yes.
But Alabama's pretty dang good against the run. Right. So if you see Texas run the ball successfully, that's not a good sign if you're an Alabama fan. All right, number 4, spread the field. Go 4 wide, spread the field out, but still run the football. I agree with what they're saying. Don't let Alabama load the box. You agree with that?
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Now, they've got those big receivers, too, out there. I think they've got to be balanced, but I like what they're talking about. Spread it out. Don't let Bama stack the box against them. We'll see how that plays out. Number 5, Texas' biggest game in 2 decades. Alabama's won 21 straight games since Bryant-Denny. Jim has pointed out they've only lost, 3 times to a ranked opponent at home when Saban's been there against 3 Heisman quarterbacks.
Right.
I didn't really realize that's a pretty good stat you came up with. Texas has lost 5 straight non-conference road games. 2017, it was to Maryland, Arkansas back in 2021, Notre Dame 2015, BYU back in 2013. I forgot the other one. So they're saying this is the biggest stage you'll play on the entire year. If you're truly back, make the statement. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Make it happen. All right, my question to you, what happens? Who do you like? How's it play out? Give us a little breakdown.
I think Alabama's going to win in a close one. I think it's going to be 7 points or less. I'm not an Alabama fan per se, but I respect what they do, what they've done for forever. It's the big advantage to me is it's being played in Tuscaloosa. Yeah, the coaches know each other. There's a lot of that's all true. But I think Alabama's got the better players. I think they got the better tradition, recent tradition. I think Alabama is tired of hearing was this Nick's last year, and I think all that negative rat poison like Saban talks about is going to be used to their advantage. I think they're going to play very well, and I think Milroe could be the difference in the game.
All right, the 3 keys to the game to me. Last year, we go into Texas. On the defense side of the ball alone, not the offense, just the defensive team for Alabama, had 11 penalties called against them.
Right, penalties are big.
Penalties.
Yeah. Penalties in big plays.
Yeah, and turnovers. If Alabama's got to win the turnover battle, they cannot commit these penalties, and they can't let Texas start fast. If Texas starts fast and they get a lead, if they get a 2 double-digit lead, we're in trouble. I really believe that. I'm not sold on Alabama's offense. I'm not sold on the passing game yet. I'm going to pick Bama to win because I'm going up there and I kind of have to. But I don't feel good about this. And, Jim, you pointed out FSU owns LSU in the all-time series.
Yeah.
So does Texas. The only times we've beaten them, the 2 times we've beaten them, was Nick Saban's been there, the national championship game and last year. Texas
Wait a minute now. Who's the only person to beat him? Oh, that's right, Nick Saban. He's played him twice and beat him twice. So I'm just saying.
And I tell you what, Texas people are buying up tickets. They got the money to spend.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have a great weekend. Roll Tide. We got Ryan Movey 11-1. We got the David Underdogs, and we got Mosley football.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Race to Talladega. Win a pair of tickets to the 2023 Yellowwood 500. Listen mornings at 8:45 for the keyword of the day. When you hear it, text the keyword in your name to 850-215-6290. If we announce your name, race to the phones and call us back. How long it takes you to call back is your